Hello everyone, this is Soundarya from SVC, and I'm today mainly explaining about the cloud computing. What are all the things which are there in cloud computing? What is the introduction of the cloud computing characteristics? What are the benefits of the cloud computing? What are the characteristics which are there in the cloud computing categories which are there? Everything we'll discuss in today's session. This is the main agenda about today's session. What is cloud computing characteristics and categories and benefits of the cloud computing. Now, mainly, what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is a general term for anything that involves delivery hosted services over the network where hosted services are delivered. Cloud computing is a term used to describe the use of technology that allows user to access information and applications over the network. The name comes from the fact that data gets stored on the servers in the cloud. Cloud computing is a model for enabling the convenient or on-demand network access to be shared pool to configure the cloud computing resources. For example, network, servers, storage, applications, and services. Many others are the good example for the cloud computing that can be rapidly provisioned and released with a minimum management and the efforts for the services and the provider interaction. Now, there are majorly three categories of cloud computing. They are infrastructure as a service. We also call it as IaaS, and platform as a service. We also call it as a PaaS, and software as a service. It is a AaaS. And then now let us study about the first category, that is infrastructure as a service, IaaS. Infrastructure as a service is a solution to deliver the infrastructure on demand. On cloud computing, on the server demand will deliver the data in the form of a virtual hardware and storage and network. Virtual hardware is the which utilized network. It is the utilized to provide compute on demand in the form of virtual machine in instances. These are created at users request. On the provider's infrastructure, the user are given a tool and the interface to configure the software stack installed in the virtual machine. The pricing model is usually defined in terms of dollars in hours, and virtual storage is a delivery in the form of raw disk space on the object store. Virtual network identifies the collections of the services and the managed networking among the virtual instance for the connectivity and the network or provide private networks. This is all about the infrastructure as a service. And next, we are going to study second form, that is a platform as a service. Platform as a service solution, where next step in the stack, the infrastructure is a first step and this is a second step. They deliver the scalable and elastic runtime environments on demand and host the execution of the application. These services are backed by a course middleware and a platform that is responsible for creating the abstract environment where the applications are developed and executed in the infrastructure, and it is responsibility of a service provider to provide a scalability and manage the fault tolerance tolerance. And while user are requested to focus on the logic and the application development by the leveraging and the providers APIs and libraries. This approach increases the level of abstraction at which cloud computing is leveraged, but also constrains the user in the more controlled environment. Now, next we are studying a third form of category, that is software as a service. Software as a service is a solution on provide the application and services on demand. It will provide applications and the services on demand, whereas in the platform, it provides a scalability and elastic runtimes, whereas in infrastructure, it provides a deliver infrastructure on demand. Here, in the software, we are providing a application and the services. Most common functionalities of the desktop application, such as office automation, documentation management, photo editing, customer relationship management, etc. CRM software are replicated and the provider infrastructure and made more scalability and accessible through a browser on demand. These applications are shared across the multiple users whose interaction is slotted, is isolated from the other user. The sister software as a service layer is also a area of social networking website, which is leverage cloud based on the infrastructure and sustained load generated by the popularity. Now, next we are studying about the characteristics and the benefits, which is the last part of our agendas today of cloud computing concept. First point is no upfront commitments. There will be not a commitments on demand access. Whenever the user demands, on that demand they'll give a access. Like we have studied three categories: infrastructure, software, platform, like that. On demand they'll supply everything. Nice pricing, it has a good pricing, and specifying the application acceleration and scalability, and efficient resource allocation. It will provide a good allocation for the resource which is trying to access, and demanding also. And energy efficiency, it will be good. And seamless creation and use a third party service. It will not only two will be interacted, and also one more will be interacted, and it will be a third party service. And I hope you have learned something new from this video, and I hope you have enjoyed the video and learned the good things. Keep learning. Thank you. I hope you like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.